Welcome back here to the ballpark at Jackson. It is game 2 of Pool B here on the first day of the SSAC Baseball Championship. Jeremy Smith alongside David Turner bringing you the action for this one as the Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College squad in its first year in the NAIA continues to play extraordinarily well. 33-13 overall, 19-11 in league play this year. They are the 3 seed overall. They host the Thomas University Nighthawks here. I say host because the home team for this one is your 3 seed. Thomas 21-28 overall, 15-15 in the league. These teams have met 5 times this year, 3 times in league play, twice in midweeks. ABAC is 4-1 in those games. First batter at the plate here's got a full count on him, 3-2. That is chopped toward the shortstop. Tough play. And it's going to, I would score it a hit. We'll see what they officially score it. As that is Cam Tyson. They do score it a hit. Cam Tyson, the 5'10 senior out of Cullen, Louisiana, is your DH, and he is in the leadoff spot, and he has an infield single to start it. Let's talk about the rest of this Thomas lineup, David Turner.
The Nighthawks, you mentioned Tyson's batting in that 2 hole will be number 2, Elias Garcia. Then following him, number 18, Braden Lohan. He is the catcher here this afternoon. Then 4th batting is number 19, Aiden Reyes, the left fielder. 5th in the 5 hole is the first baseman, Tyler Marzak. 6th hole is the second baseman, Mike Sowers. Number 7 hitter will be Trey Larkin, your right fielder. Number 8 hitter will be Matthew Williams, your third baseman. And rounding out the lineup will be number 7, Seth Waltemeyer, the shortstop.
That one flared right center field, going to get down into the gap, and Tyson will stumble a little bit, but make it to third with no problem. And Garcia with a single to right center, and they got him on the corners with nobody out in the top of the first here for the Nighthawks. The man on the mound for Abraham Baldwin is Ray Jordan, the junior righty from Headland, Alabama, a transfer from Wallace Community College. When we look at Jordan on the season, Ray Jordan has appeared in 13 ball games. This is his 14th appearance and 14th start. 69 1/3 innings of work, 56 strikeouts, 19 walks, a 5.84 ERA with a 3.16 batting average against. Braden Lohan is the man to the dish now for the Nighthawks, and Lohan hitting .300 on the year with 3 homers and 29 RBIs. He is the RBI leader for Thomas. Lohan, a native of Sopchoppy, Florida. Cannot tell you that I've heard of that one before.
No, that's a new one.
That one misses away. We'll talk about it when the time comes up, but in our ongoing all-time, all-name team for the NAIA, we are going to have at least 1 entry in this one. That one checked and misses inside on the pitch.
Runner takes off from first. Hit and run is on.
That one's going to drop down the right field line. They'll get 1 run home. And it's 3 straight singles to start the ball game, and the Nighthawks lead 1-0.
Great hit and run. Hitter did a great job going out and just getting that ball, putting it out in right field. Runner did not stop, able to get around to third. You could argue, could you have sent him, but with no outs, that's the right call to make right now.
Yeah, you don't run into that out for sure. So a 1-0 lead. And now Aiden Reyes to the dish. Reyes, the left fielder, a freshman from Winter Garden, Florida, Windermere High School.
Reyes, 260 average on the season. 15 home or RBI on the season.
Finding his footing on the mound is Jordan. Runners on the corners and nobody out. Trouble early. Misses away 2-0. That one flared left field, drives him back, got over his head and off the monster. That's extra bases. A double's going to get another one home. 2-0 Thomas, still nobody out. The scoreboard you're seeing on your screen is inaccurate. It currently shows 3-0. It is 2.
And already an ominous sign for ABAC, a mound visit with no outs in the first.
Yeah, you just got to get it on the rails here. It's a long week for your pitching staff.
This is I would imagine as a coach here in this situation, it's incredibly difficult to manage that pitching staff and how you go about this. Playing this number of ball games in consecutive days and kind of knowing what you have already after a long season.
Well, and then there's different philosophies. You know, a lot of coaches as that one's over for a strike. Let's tell you about the man at the plate, and we'll go back to that. It's Tyler Marzak that's at the dish right now for Thomas. Marzak is the 6'1" sophomore out of Orlando, Florida.
329 average on the season, 10 RBIs.
He'll lift it left center field. Left fielder over, makes the catch. Runner tags and does not advance. Great throw by Fisher to get it in quickly and hold that runner at third. Now from Marzak, you're going to go to number 23, Mike Sowers here. Sowers, the 5'8" senior out of Apopka, Florida.
Sowers, 247, couple of home runs, 18 RBIs.
That one lifted, right field line, slicing, foul, and out of play. But you talk about that pitching management conversation. A lot of coaches philosophically very much believe in routine and in order, and they're going to get here and they're going to start their number one on day one, no matter who they're facing. Whether it's the worst team in the field or the best team in the field, they're going to start their number one. And other coaches will try to mix and match and throw off, and so it just, I don't think any way is right or wrong, but it's what your philosophy is when you're going in. Where that gets upended is when you throw off because you feel like you want to hold a guy,
yeah,
and now the guy that you were holding to try to clinch it or put yourself in a better position has got he's your guy in survival mode. But the counter there is, would that not be the guy that you want when you have to have it?
That's true, and it is. I mean, it is a question no matter which way you go in all of this, because obviously you're trying to win a championship, trying to get a berth into a national tournament.
That one fouled away. Stepping back into the box momentarily is Sowers. Sowers turns on that one and gets it down the left field line. Fair ball. That's going to get 2 across. 3-0 and now 4-0 is the lead. So a 4-0 lead for Thomas here.
And for Sowers, that looked like a high inside pitch. He did a great job getting out in front of it, shooting it down the line.
Now, Larkin to the dish. Trey Larkin, the junior out of Milton, Georgia.
269 average. This will be his 14th game he's appeared in.
Sowers steals second, and Thomas applying lots of pressure early against Abraham Baldwin. That is the one thing. You played these two teams played one another in a series, a 3-game series in the conference schedule, but because of their proximity, they played those 2 midweek games, so they've seen each other 5 times now. Almost the double play there. Great job by the second baseman, Childers, on the snag. Tried to throw it back to get that double play. He's frustrated that he didn't get it, so they're not out of the inning. That was a well-hit ball on that liner as well.
It was.
Sowers takes his lead. This is number 10, Matthew Williams, senior out of Tallahassee.
Already the 8th man to the dish for the Nighthawks of Thomas. And Williams, a .308 hitter with 7 RBI.
Fouls that one away. Yeah, the RBI number's not as high for Thomas as they are for some of the other teams that we've seen, some of the other players that we've seen. We saw, Mobile's leader with 57 RBIs on the season. Thomas's leader is at 29, but all that matters right now is 4 in the first inning.
Yep.
That one over for a strike, 1-2.
Thomas with 5 guys in double-figure steals, so they get on base, they try to wreak a little havoc.
Chopper, left side,
Long
shortstop. Great play. What a play by Rawls to, 1, get to that ball, to 2, be able to work around the ball and then make the throw. Wasn't even close. He played it so well.
Going away from first base, not even running towards it in any way. Throw it on the move, that accurate, makes it look easy.
4-0 Thomas after the first, or the top of the first. We're back on the other side of the SSAC Baseball Championship.
College sports communicators are the lifeblood of any broadcast on television. Our communicators, our comm leads, our sports information directors, all those folks who touch this industry are really unsung heroes.
They love their university, they love their work. They go out of their way to present the great image for the university, for the players that they represent.
Learn more at collegesportscommunicators.com/celebratecsc.
Years from now, what will you remember? That. It's a small thing, but you know the small things in life feel the biggest.
I'm doing it, Dad!
Now that is something to remember.
And back to the bottom of the first now. We have ABAC up to bat, and that is Quentin Rawls. Makes the tremendous play to end the inning for the Stallions, and he leads off for them here this afternoon.
Yeah, Rawls the leading hitter on this team, hitting .394, 5 home runs and 43 RBIs, 13 doubles, 3 triples as well, and also 32 stolen bases. So just a threat in every way imaginable, and almost gets hit there. Rawls leading off, and David Turner with the rest of that ABAC lineup. After I tell you about the man on the mound for Thomas, who is number 16, A.J. Wydra. Wydra, a 6-foot junior from Fort Pierce, Florida. And Mr. Wydra enters this game with a 6.96 ERA across his 12 starts. He's got 3 complete games, 65 strikeouts, over 64 2/3 innings of work, and a .321 batting average. And Rawls will reach to start it off. Tell us about the rest of this Stallion lineup.
Well, after getting plunked, Rawls now on base. Batting second will be number 23, Joe Cooney, the right fielder. Third will be the first baseman, number 4, Christopher Wally. Batting fourth will be the DH, number 21, Braden Fordham. Fifth will be number 14, the left fielder here this afternoon, Joe Fisher. Batting sixth, number 2, the center fielder, Cameron
Oh, they
Campbell.
threw him out. Rawls is 32 out of 34 in stolen bases on the year prior to that. And Lawhon just absolutely sniped him. And Rawls is retired. You may now resume.
Batting seventh. This is the name that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Number 10, the third baseman for
Hang
ABAC.
on. Lifted high and deep to left center field. And Joe Cooney parks it, and he's got to go back and touch first base because he missed it on the way across. He was busting across around first to leg out a double, and that ball kept climbing. Again, we talked about it in the first game. The flag is blowing straight out toward the interstate here and upwards. There's a jet stream. We'll tell you about ballpark dimensions here in a little bit, but that – you're trying to get through the lineup. We get a guy thrown out and then a home run on the following pitch. Back to the all-name team candidate in the third baseman of.
This is batting number 7. I'm going to pause. Okay. Number 7, the third baseman. Number 10, Chasen Cash.
What a great name.
That is a phenomenal name. Batting 8th, the second baseman. Number 18, Harrison Childers. And then finally, batting 9th, number 16, Parker Wallace, doing the catching duties this afternoon.
All right, so the man at the dish right now is Christopher Wally. Wally hitting .307 on the year, 17 home runs and 58 RBIs. That, I believe, is the second most homers on the season in the conference. Wally fouls that one away. All right, let's talk about dimensions here, and maybe hopefully our production crew can get you a shot after this at bat, and we'll show you some of these dimensions around this ballpark because it's if you've never seen it before, and I know our friends from ABAC have not. Look at this ballpark. There's the big monster in left field. There's a high wall all the way across this park, so. A lot of these line drive balls that might be out in other places aren't necessarily going to get out here, but we had one of those earlier in the first game. It was a climbing liner that hit the top of the wall that would have been out anywhere else, but the dimensions are not overly deep. It's 320 down the right field line. It's 3, I still can't see that number, 17, 18, something like that down the left field line, 392 to straightaway center, and again, you got the high fence in left for the Blue Monster on that short porch and massive alleys.
Yeah,
look at the alleys. There's corners in each alley, so if it's really important that you cover the gaps well in the outfield because if the ball gets behind you and you got to flip your hips and go get it, it's 3 bases.
Yeah.
So we've already seen that, and then there is, and we don't know what it's going to look like because there's a ground at a third. There's a weather system moving in, and so it's been a very windy day with the wind blowing out. So you already saw that as ABAC has taken advantage of the wind and put a line drive up into it, and they have put one back on the board, but they trail 4-1 after one. We're back on the other side, the SSAC Baseball Championship.
There you go. I knew you'd be back. You grabbed me, the Rawlings Trio, the most advanced baseball bat on the planet. And check out my window, man. That's the window to power, to a batting title, to post-game interviews. You and me, we're gonna light this guy up. Looking good, right? And that first rounder on the mound, I don't care if he goes curve, slider, or he's just throwing gas. With me, you've got the bat speed to catch up to anything. The fellas in the lab say it's because my extended barrel, composite handle, and end cap. Look, man, all I know is I've got the biggest sweet spot in the game, and that's the difference between fouling one off and lacing one into the gap. Yeah, feel that weight? That's me talking to your hands. With my balance and your quick wrist, this chump doesn't even know what he's up against. Listen, don't look right now, but his girlfriend's eyeballing you. All right, focus, man. It's showtime, baby.
Seth Waltmeyer at the dish. We tell you what his numbers are, but he's already hit the ball to the second baseman, and those numbers are now irrelevant. We'll tell you next time. Waltmeyer is retired.
It was 379, by the way.
Was.
Yeah.
So I like the jump on the first pitch. We talked about that, especially, you got pitchers that are going to be in the zone. They want to attack you early. Then jump on that first pitch. Back to Cam Tyson. He started the mess in the first inning, scored the first of 4 runs for the Nighthawks, legged that an infield single. He'll take that one, strike one. That one misses away.
Strike 2 as he gets a swing and miss on that one.
Big cut, can't get or gets a piece of it and fouls it off.
That's a
line down the left field line toward the corner. That's extra bases. He'll turn the corner, turn it on because he's going to have to hustle to get there. That ball plays so fast off that wall.
That's a great throw back in. And it's been impressive to me just through these one game and an inning and a half. We've seen a couple of plays already off the Blue Monster out there in left field, and we've seen those left fielders play it incredibly well and get the ball back in quickly and cleanly.
4-1 is the score here as Garcia steps to the dish. That one fouled back.
Elias Garcia waiting his second pitch for his second at bat.
Line back foul. Garcia, part of a string of 4 straight hits to start the first inning for Thomas. Already 7 hits in the ball game through 7 outs. Ooh. Garcia said, hey, it hit me. It hit my sleeve. The umpire said, I am not moved by your plight. Now the conversation Says, hey, can y'all get together and see if that ball hit him?
I don't know what somebody from third base or
Yeah.
way back at second is going to be able to see.
Garcia says, hey, it hit me. It hit me. And the umpire said, you're not hurt. Stay here. And they're going to make him stay here. We saw that in the first game, too, where it might have caught a piece of the jersey, and the umpire was like, if I'm not sure, then it didn't hit you.
Yep. That's probably the better rule of thumb.
Yeah, if you're not certain, just don't move him. Ball in 2 strikes. That one sent center field, long run, caught by the center fielder. Lost the hat in the process.
Cameron Campbell running that one down.
Now, Lawhon got a base hit, an RBI, a run scored, and threw out a base stealer. It's the second inning, by the way.
Active first inning for that man.
It's a pretty good way to start the game. Fouled away.
We've seen Thomas. They're coming out aggressive here in this one. They're swinging first pitch. They're looking to do some damage early on in the count.
Line through the right side, a base hit.
Runner coming from third, close
Play
play.
at the plate, and he is out. What a throw from right field by Cooney. And there are arms everywhere on this ABAC team defensively, and they have flashed them early on. So the play at the plate to get out of the inning, the base hit doesn't hurt them. We head to the second, still 4-1 Thomas on the bottom of the second, the SSAC.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
One bowl game.
Joe Fisher to the plate for the Stallions of Abraham Baldwin. Fisher, a .264 average, 2 home runs, 22 RBIs.
Fisher takes the first one as ahead 1-0. Native of Canton, Georgia. And fouled away. Ball and a strike here. 1-2 now. Wydra delivers. Couldn't get it. He'll head to first, and they'll throw him out. So Lawhon picks up an additional assist by picking up that ball out of the dirt and throwing him out on the drop third strike. Here's Cam Campbell. Made a great running catch in left center last half inning.
Campbell, a .276 batting average on the season. Home run, 25 RBIs.
Native of Marietta, Georgia. Went to the same high school as Cody Rhodes, Lassiter High School in Georgia. Grounder, first baseman, eats him up, recovers and got him anyway. Great job by Wydra covering on the play. Got off the mound and got over there. If he doesn't, that's a base runner. So 3-1 on the putout. Now, Chasing Cash. Put him on the memorialize him on our list of the NAI all-name team.
That one's a lock, right?
Oh, yeah. That's like there are certain ones from previous years that just they are in perpetuity going to be on there, like Magruder O'Bannon and Sloan Dieter of William Carey fame from a few years ago. Chasing Cash will be there for quite a long time. And there's a running theme you'll notice, though, that when you start to put these names together, Sloan Dieter, Magruder O'Bannon, and Chasing Cash, that sounds like a pretty wicked stable in the AWA in the late 80s. I think they took on Stan Hansen and Dr. Death Steve Williams. 2 balls and a strike. Hits the outside corner, 2-2. Cash steps back in.
Lawhon with a nice frame job on that last pitch.
Chopper to the shortstop, eats him up. Cash is aboard.
Funky hop. Looked like it almost hit a divot out there and just caught the shortstop right on the shoulder.
So the error extends the inning. It's going to get Childers to the plate.
They actually gave him a hit on that play.
Well, the scoreboard operator did, but the statistician said
true.
no.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I see the stats now.
Chopper back to the pitcher. It only cost Wydra 1 extra pitch. No harm, no foul. We move on. 4-1, Thomas leads through 2 SSAC Baseball Championship.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaa.org.
At Risk Strategies, we know how important the health and well-being of your student athletes are. During their time in college, they'll face pressure from all different directions, from performance expectations to rigorous physical training, strict schedules, and bodily injuries. These are just a few of the stressors that can be burdens to your dedicated student athletes. With Academic Sports Care, our athletic division focuses on providing specialized insurance and health and wellness solutions exclusively for college and university athletic programs to help your students succeed by staying healthy and safe, offering best-in-class services through innovation and care. Academic Sports Care is a winning solution for your student athletes.
Back here live, top of the third.
First pitch swinging again.
And that one veering all the way over toward the bullpen, and he can't quite get it. Aiden Reyes at the dish. Reyes, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI. He doubled his first time. New life for Reyes as it looked for sure like that ball would be caught for just a moment. He'll take there 1-1.
Again, I think the wind got involved and kind of blew it back out towards the field of play.
Yeah, and that flag is, I mean,
whipping.
It is, and it's trying to blow vertically for a moment. Like it is elevating. And you see, again, the center fielder's got a beat on that ball. And he's set, and it just keeps carrying a little further than he thought it was going to. It's a harmless fly out as he makes the play. But that's what's happening when you hit the ball to that part of the park right now and elevate it.
Yeah.
Now Tyler Marzak. Misses inside corner. Ball and no strikes on Marzak. Chopper, third base side. Pitcher, ooh, infield hit. And then he throws it away. So it's an infield hit and an error.
Yep.
Marzak's aboard.
Made things worse trying to make a difficult throw. He had no shot at getting the runner anyway.
Yeah, it's one of those I talked to my son about.
Just eat it and live to play another.
Well, and usually that conversation sounds like this. Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why? He has no answer, and I can't stop asking. Mike Sowers doubled his, or rather drove in a run. 2 runs, actually. Single and 2 RBIs last time. Then he stole second. Lifts it. Third baseman underneath it. And look at that ball tailing.
Yeah.
Like that wind is just wreaking havoc on the defenses right now. Now Trey Larkin. He'll take that one. 1-0. Larkin lined out to the second baseman his first time. Chopper. Second baseman charges.
What a snag.
Picks it, throws him out. Excellent play by Childers, and the inning is over. Thomas unable to get the runner across. It's 4-1 Nighthawks after 2.5 SSAC.
"37 words that transformed higher education and college athletics.
No person in the United States shall on the basis of sex.
Be excluded from participation in.
Be denied the benefits of.
Or be subjected to discrimination.
Under any education program or activity.
Receiving federal financial assistance.
Parker Wallace leading off the inning here. The 9-hole hitter, the catcher out of Fayetteville, Georgia. Never mind, we'll tell you his stats later. Yep. Turns on it and parks it off the top of the monster. That thing is 6 inches from getting out of here. And again, it's out in every other ballpark. But because of that monster is so tall, it's a double for Parker Wallace rather than the apparent homer. And he's going to give way to a runner here. We'll get you who that is in a moment as the courtesy runner checks in.
And Parker Wallace is no longer hitting 208.
No, he's not. Have to get the number on who checked in there to run. Quentin Rawls at the dish. They're going to try to pick him off before we can even tell you who he is.
I want to say it's either 5 or 6.
6. We can see now on the monitor. It is Cooper Scruggs, second baseman out of Valdosta, Georgia. That one's over for a strike. Quentin Rawls hit by pitch and caught stealing in his first trip around. He awaits here. Chopper, shortstop, up and firing, threw it away. Rawls' speed caused him to rush, and now the ball's bouncing all over the place. And Rawls is at second off of a routine ground ball, and I think that was just the awareness of how fast Rawls is. He had more time than he thought he had, and he uncorked that one.
Yeah, fairly routine play at the second, or the shortstop rather. Got it on a good clean bounce. Like you said, that speed of Rawls, he knows about the 32 stolen bases, so trying to get it across that infield quickly brought this first baseman up the line.
But let me tell you what's happened, and we're glad that guys are swinging at the first pitch. That's nice. But we've got 5 runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors in the bottom of the third here with nobody out. Like, there has been action aplenty. That one misses. 1-0 count on Joe Cooney. So Joe Cooney, that's only the second pitch he's seen in the game, I think. I think the first one was the one he parked. So it was indeed. That one fouled away because Rawls got caught stealing it on the very next pitch. Joe Cooney absolutely blasted a ball. If he can do it again, it'll tie the game. And the wind is doing all it can to help him.
It is.
He'll take inside corner. Ball and 2 strikes now on Joe Cooney. Cooney from Carrollton, Georgia. Went to Central Carrollton. Just missed. 2-2. Cooney awaits the offering from Wydra. They want it up and out. 3-2 now. Full count, payoff pitch on the way. Rips it, shortstop picks it up and throws it.
It's in.
Can't do it. The run scores. Joe Cooney gets the run home with an RBI. Will await the scoring on officially.
That's an error.
That's what I would say.
I would agree.
Has it come through on the live stats?
Yeah, it has.
Mine is dragging, so that would be the nature of my question. There it goes. So he drives in the run, reaches on the air, 4-2, runners on the corners, nobody out. Big cut through that one for Christopher Wally. Wally had one intention for that ball. Wally will dig back in. And we apologize if you see that camera shaking. That is the wind. That is what you're dealing with today. And anywhere you look, and this is actually one of the calmer times that we've had today, you got big cut there. You got trees whipping, signs moving, the flags swirling everywhere and doing its best to launch. Big cut through that one, and Wydra able to get Wally to strike out. That is the first out of the inning. To be able to do that without the ball being put in play is a big deal.
Huge.
Now you go to Fordham.
Now, if you can get the double play and get out of the inning, you feel fortunate.
They'll take away there, 1-0. Fordham from McDonough, Georgia. A little miss away, 2-0. Got the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. Braden Fordham awaiting the offering from A.J. Wydra. Wydra working quickly. That one's in the dirt. 3-1. Lifted center field, long run, drops in front of him. He'll fire to second, had a shot at it, but it's a base hit, and the run scores, and it's 4-3.
Base runner did a good job of doing the fundamental thing, going halfway, waiting for the play to develop out in front of you, then continuing on to second.
They're going to come talk to Wydra here. No activity in the bullpen. You feel a little bad for Wydra.
Yeah, he would have been
defense
out of
hadn't helped
inning.
him out.
No, not at all this inning.
3 errors already for the Thomas defense, and it's the 3rd inning. When you come out and you hang 4 in the top of the 1st, you take control. you really want to be able to settle in from there. And Thomas has just kind of rushed itself a little bit on some plays. And you've still only got one out in this inning.
Wydra at 47 pitches.
Joe Fisher to the dish. Fisher, the left fielder, struck out his first time. Oh, 1 count on Fisher. Got a piece of that one, but it's 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes on Fisher. One misses, 1-2. Chopper, second baseman, fires for 1, back, not in time. But they erase one of the base runners, leaves them on the corners, 2 away. Nice job by Fisher hustling out of the box to beat it. Now Cameron Campbell, the center fielder, 0 for 1 in this one. Misses there. 1-0 count. That one's over, 1-1. Chopper, second baseman's there. Flips it back over, and the inning is over. Wydra gets out of it, but ABAC gets 2 back. It's 4-3 after 3 SSAC.
Enter WinOne, a platform that unifies athletic management.
A lot goes into building next year's roster, from identifying top prospects to fostering relationships that lead to commitment. Recruiting is a full-time mission. WinOne brings it all together into one powerful platform. Whether you're on the road or at the office, WinOne is always within reach. Our iMessage automation makes connecting simple and efficient. Send personalized messages from your own number to every recruit on your list. Adding recruits is fast and effortless. Add as you go, upload a list, or even share a custom QR code. Visualize your roster like never before with the WinOne depth chart. Plan positions, customize views, and keep your recruiting strategies sharp. And just like that, you've built next year's roster. Centralized, connected, and built for success. That's recruiting with WinOne. You were built for your athletes. WinOne was built for you.
Lighting is a science with a tremendous amount of complexity. Every field, stadium, and complex has its own challenges. From design to production to installation, Techline Sports Lighting has been a leader in sports lighting solutions for more than 20 years. Techline Sports Lighting, the official sports lighting partner of the Southern States Athletic Conference.
Back here at the top of the 4th, Matthew Williams leading it off. Williams is 0 for 1 in this one. over for a strike. Williams started the day hitting .308. 8-9-1 due up this inning for the Nighthawks. Ball and 2 strikes here. That one misses. Two-two count again. If you missed our discussion earlier about the format of this tournament, we'll get back into that after this pitch. That one line at the shortstop. Rawls can't handle it. That's a rope.
It is.
And a base hit for Williams. So this is a pool play style tournament. And you've got 2 pools of 4 teams apiece. Pool A, William Carey, Middle Georgia, Blue Mountain, UT Southern. They have not played yet. Pool B, Loyola, ABAC, Thomas, Mobile. This is the second of the 2 Pool B games. The only matchups that are solidified are today's matchups, and that is, as we have seen, Loyola and Mobile and Thomas and ABAC in this pool. The winner of Game 1 will play the loser of Game 2 and vice versa tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in a minute as Waltemeyer pops it up. I keep wanting to tell you his numbers, but he's seen 2 pitches. And so Waltemeyer is retired after he pops the bunt up. So back to the top of the order now with Tyson. The way this works is day 1 is set up. Day 2, they cross over. Day 3, they play whoever's left. And day 4, it's the winner of each pool. 1 team from each pool will advance to Saturday. They will also get the conference's automatic bid into the national tournament. There are 2 automatic bids to be given out, and they both come through these respective pools. The reason that the flex scheduling has been applied this year is because if you're in a scenario where you follow the fixed schedule and the winner of Game 1 happens to be playing the winner of Game 2 on the second day of the tournament, then whoever wins that game is now virtually a lock to advance no matter what happens on Friday, and it renders much of Friday's action entirely useless. That ball is driven, and the wind took that ball. That is a routine fly ball in a lot of scenarios, but the wind just caught that ball and took it all the way into the alley in left center field and off the wall, and I think Cam Tyson was admiring it. He had a double if he's legging it.
You're talking deepest part of the park.
Yeah.
In that corner.
Yeah, which it's funny, dead center's 392, but the corner may be behind that. It looks like that wall bows. Yeah.
That center field wall just comes straight across center and then comes to a corner there, an angle, and shoots back down the line.
And the hard part there, Tyson, he probably feels like he should be on second. Your runner has to wait and see, does the center fielder get there because he's making such a long run. So now they're just on the corners with 1 out. That was an absolute shot, though. And again, virtually any other ballpark, that's out. – 4-3 ball game. Saturday's championship game scheduled for 1 o'clock. Garcia misses there. Garcia takes there and he's ahead 2-1. Garcia's already got a hit in this one. By the way, that was Tyson's 3rd hit of the ball game. We're in the 4th inning. 10 hits for Thomas, but they only lead by 1. Through the left side, Rawls can't get there, and it's 5-3. I will tell you this much. Thomas is not getting cheated at the plate.
They are not. They're coming up looking early.
Yeah,
looking to do a little damage too.
It's an aggressive
it is.
And yet somehow disciplined approach at the plate because they're jumping on the first pitch. They're working counts, but you're looking at 20 at-bats into this ball game. They've got 11 hits. They've not struck out yet. Normally when you're that aggressive at the plate, you're gonna get a little bit of swing and miss in there. But so far, no strikeouts, no walks. Other than the hit batsman, everything has been put in play. And it was actually not the hit bat. It was Rawls that was hit by the pitch.
Yep.
So everything Thomas has had has been put in play. Here's Lawhon.
Yeah, Thomas had the one that they tried to argue was hit, but
that's right.
That's what it was.
0-2 count. Lawhon's 2 for 2. An RBI and a run.
Jordan up to 62 pitches.
Chopped it off his fist. Second baseman fires back around to turn the double play, and Lawhon disagrees vehemently. But the call stands, and out of the inning is ABAC. Lawhon upset. That takes a run, the potential of a run away, and ends the inning. ABAC gets out of it, but does give up one. It's 5-3 Thomas after 3.5.
Lighting is a science with a tremendous amount of complexity. Every field, stadium, and complex has its own challenges. From design to production to installation, Techline Sports Lighting has been a leader in sports lighting solutions for more than 20 years. Techline Sports Lighting, the official sports lighting partner of the Southern States Athletic Conference.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way.
Five 5-3 Thomas leading ABAC. Start of the bottom of the fourth here.
Jason Cash to lead us off.
Cash takes 1-0. Takes inside. 2-0 count on Cash. Lifted, center field, long run, going to burn him, got off the wall. Cash is at second with a stand-up double. Now Childers to the plate. That one's over for a strike. On the ground, shortstop, up and firing. Childers is retired. It gets us to Parker Wallace. Wallace has seen one pitch. He liked it. He hit it off the left field wall.
With this win, really seeing that power alley being left field out into that alley there. The way the wind is carrying the baseball here today.
Ball on a strike here. Takes away. 2-1. Lines it.
Hold him up at third.
Yeah, I don't want to run into an out there, and he would have been toast with that throw. Cut off there by the first baseman, but you got him on the corners with one out now. Again, if you're Thomas, somehow you've got 11 hits through 4 innings, and you are nursing a 2-run lead.
Yeah. Cooper Scruggs, again, the courtesy runner.
Busy day for Scruggs. Quentin Rawls to the dish. Strike one. Rawls 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a caught stealing. Flares it. Right center. Gonna drop. Get a run home. 5-4. Runner heads for third. Scruggs in standing. 5-4 ball game now.
Some movement down in the Thomas bullpen.
Yeah.
Somebody up and throwing.
One throwing, one loosening. Swung, power alley, left center. Off the top of the wall. Once again, that ball's out in any other park. As is, it's a double that ties the ball game. And old Joe Cooney Jumps all over that ball. 3 RBIs for him. I think that's about how many pitches he's seen, too.
Very likely. Everybody's been looking on it to get on it early here.
This game is starting to feel like first one to 15. Wally. Big cut, can't get it. Wally, one of 2 strikeout victims for Wydra. Yeah, we've seen a couple balls hit off the top of the wall that are out in any other park. I think 3 in this game alone. Misses away there. 1-1. That one misses. 2-1. Misses there. 3-1. Wydra. Line the other way.
Great hitting. Just outside pitch. Throw the bat head the other way. Takes it wherever the pitcher puts it. Drops it into play.
And Christopher Wiley gives ABAC the lead. Up off the deck after giving up 4 in the top of the first. And ABAC leads 6-5. Still just 1 out. Runners on the corners and Braden Fordham. That one's over for a strike.
Runner takes off for second. He's going to get in there easily.
So stolen base there for Wally. "19 hits in the ball game combined." We're in the bottom of the 4th. Laha unable to get to that ball to save a run. 3-1. Wydra appearing to be out of gas here. Can he find a way out of it?
Wydra at 71 pitches, now 72.
And that's the first walk of the game by either pitcher. Wydra officially at 77, I think, once you put that walk in there.
Yeah, my live stats just updated to 0.76.
Yeah, and that was at a 3-1 count.
Yep.
Now it's in, I think. 76 pitches. Bullpen quieting, just kind of waiting on the move now. Here's Fisher with the bases loaded and 1 out. And if anybody has ever needed an easy ground ball, it's Wydra. Fouled away. Misses there. Ball on a strike. Over 1-2. This is there now, 2-2. There is nowhere to put Fisher. He does not want to have to make a 3-2 have-to pitch to Joe Fisher. He's got to find something here at 2-2. And he misses. Payoff pitch to Fisher with the bases loaded. Grounder. First baseman steps on the bag, throws home, got the tag. No, he said no. Lawhon frustrated. I'd love to see a replay on that. He came in standing up. 7-5. So close to being able to get out of the inning. The hard part of that play, if you're the first baseman in Marzak, is you're stepping on the bag to make sure you get one, but that takes the force out, and now you have to get the tag down. And I would tell you the right thing to do there is to make sure you get one.
Right.
7-5 is the ABAC lead. Runners at second and third for Cameron Campbell. 2 away and 2-0.
Campbell draws the walk. Bases loaded once again. 2 outs in the inning. That's going to bring out the call to the bullpen, looks like.
They can't go any further. Chasing Cash coming to the dish. New pitcher, we'll tell you about him on the other side, SSAC. Jason Cash is your hitter, your new pitcher, number 41, Ryan Chapman, the 5'10 sophomore right-hander out of Stuart, Florida.
Chapman, a 3.09 ERA. This is his 8th appearance of the season. An 11 2/3 innings worked, 6 strikeouts over those 11 2/3 innings.
Cash is 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Cash lifts it left center. That's been the trouble spot. That one's hanging up, though, and the left fielder gets under it. And Chapman able to get his team out of it. But a 4 spot in the 4th for the Stallions. They lead 7-5, headed to the 5th on the SSAC Baseball Championship.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person, because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250.
The left fielder, Aiden Reyes, leading off for Thomas here in the top of the 5th. Ray Jordan back to work in a 1-0 count.
Reyes 1 of 2 with an RBI.
I said 1-0. They said he got the plate on that first one, so it was 0-2. Now it's 1-2. Ball fouled away. Up the middle, rolls over, makes the play.
Nice play, covering a lot of ground by Rawls there. Now up to the dish, Tyler Marzak, first baseman for Thomas.
Marzak 1 for 2. I like the pace that Jordan is working at.
Yeah, his pace has been really good.
Yeah.
For his duration on the mound, just get the ball, rock it back, and get rid of it.
And I think with a lead, he's throwing a little bit more confidence
Yeah.
here. You can see the command is there. That one right back up the middle.
A little bit of shuffling, at least, in the ABAC bullpen. Somebody up now and beginning to throw.
Well, that is the thing. Like, he's been pitching to contact, and Thomas has been contacting.
They have.
They have 12 hits in the game. So at a certain point,
you're over-contacted.
Yeah, they'll have to make a move. He's at 74 pitches right now through 4 1/3. Here's Sowers.
Sowers with a couple of RBIs there in that first inning.
Lifted center field, broke back, now coming in. He'll make the play. So 2 away. Chance to get out of it and not allow the single to amount to anything. Here's Larkin. He's 0 for 2. He's hit the ball to the second baseman a couple of times. Takes away there 1-0. Takes that one. Trey Larkin ahead 2-0. Takes that one, and now the steal of second base. So Marzak's out at second. If Larkin can find a hit here, they can get a run out of it.
Good heads-up running by Marzak. Nobody really paying attention to second base. He takes off and really beat the player covering the bag.
That went over for a strike, 2-2. Called strike 3. Larkin didn't like it. Ump's not going to change it. Inning's over. Single amounted to nothing. 2-run lead for ABAC through 4 1/2.
College sports communicators are the lifeblood of any broadcast on television. Our communicators, our comm leads, our sports information directors, all those folks who touch this industry are really unsung heroes.
They love their university. They love their work. They go out of their way to present the great image for the university, for the players that they represent.
Learn more at collegesportscommunicators.com/celebratecsc.
Harrison Childers leading it off here. 8-9-1 due up for the Stallions. Back to work on the mound is Chapman. Got the one out to get out of the fourth. Childers 0 for 2. Takes there, 1-1. Flared, right side, long run. The right fielder there. So Childers is retired. Parker Wallace to the dish. Lifts that one into the power alley, left center field, gets over the head of left fielder, makes a stabbing effort at it, can't snag it, knocks it down and keeps it from having to play it off the wall, if nothing else. But he almost robbed that thing.
He did. He had it in his glove, just couldn't bring the glove over it.
Parker Wallace, by the way, has scorched the ball 3 times today.
Yes.
Guy who came in hitting, what you say, 208?
It sounds right. Let me double check. Parker Wallace here. Yep, 208.
Yeah. Scorched the ball all 3 times at the plate today, and there's a strike to Rawls. Rawls delivers. That went over for a strike. That one misses high. Lifted, right center field, or right field rather, second baseman over. Makes the play. 2 gone in the inning.
Joe Cooney now up to the plate, the number 2 hitter in this lineup. He's 2 of 3 with 3 RBI in this ball game.
Flared center field. Center fielder's there, and a quick inning for Chapman. We head to the 6th on the SSAC.
Now batting first base. Come on now. Let's go, baby.
There you go. I knew you'd be back. You grabbed me, the Rawlings Trio, the most advanced baseball bat on the planet. And check out my window, man. That's the window to power, to a batting title, to post-game interviews. You and me, we're gonna light this guy up. Looking good, right? And that first rounder on the mound, I don't care if he goes curve, slider, or he's just throwing gas. With me, you've got the bat speed to catch up to anything. The fellas in the lab say it's because my extended barrel, composite handle, and end cap. Look, man, all I know is I've got the biggest sweet spot in the game, and that's the difference between fouling one off and lacing one into the gap. Yeah, feel that weight? That's me talking to your hands. With my balance and your quick wrist, this chump doesn't even know what he's up against. Listen, don't look right now, but his girlfriend's eyeballing you. All right, focus, man. It's showtime, baby.
Jordan's still on the mound for ABAC here, the top of the 6th, leading off number 10 for the Nighthawks, Matthew Williams. Williams 1 for 2. Starts off this AB with the ball. Jordan makes his pitch, fouls it off. Pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1's the count now on Williams. Takes it the other way, right to the second baseman. He gloves it, gets it over for the first quick out of the inning for the Nighthawks. Childers didn't really even have to move for ABAC to make that out. That brings up Waltemeyer, the number 9 hole hitter for Thomas. We've yet to give out any of his information because he swung at the first pitch every single time and made contact. But Waltemeyer, the 9 hole hitter, is interesting. 379 batting average, the leading average man for this Thomas ball club. Having him in that 9 hole, flipping that lineup over. Sitting with a 1-1 count here in the top of the 6th, pops that one up right to the shortstop. He moves just into the outfield, makes the catch. So 2 outs now in the inning. Cameron Tyson now walking up to the dish. Tyson, 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Swings at the first pitch. Takes it deep and out. Well over the monster. And he knew it as soon as he swung, too.
Well, if you remember, the last time Tyson was up, he hit the ball to the deepest part of the park and thought it was gone. And he watched it, and it hit off the top of the wall, and he ended up with a single. So he came back up with 2 things in mind. Either I've got to run or make sure I don't got to run.
He didn't have to that time.
He didn't got to run. So absolutely destroyed that ball. He's got 4 hits today, by the way.
He does.
Maybe don't throw to him.
You might want to, think about something else at this point.
Yeah, he's 4 for 4. What a shot by Tyson.
Now a 7-6 ball game.
Also, he's 3/4 of the way to the cycle. If he could find one of the ones into an alley and run for a minute, he could do it. Flared back. No balls and a strike here. Garcia takes. Yeah, Ray back out there. And Ray Jordan back out there. And no activity in that ABAC pen. Whoo, sword on Garcia there. Strike 2. Garcia resets himself. Fouls that one off. And fouled that one off. Ball and 2 strikes. Garcia battling here. Checks there. 2-2. Misses away. 3-2. Payoff pitch coming to Garcia. Line, and the second baseman Childers handles that one. And the inning is over. But Thomas gets one back on the Tyson mash. 7-6 through 5.5. SSAC.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaa.org.
Wally leading off the inning for the Stallions. It is Ryan Chapman still on the mound for the Nighthawks. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss by Wally, evens up the count. Chapman's offerings taken, line right to the second baseman. He snags it for out number 1. Good, quick, efficient out for Chapman. Chapman, since coming to the game, inning and 2/3, 13 pitches, just 1 hit. 6 batters faced. Braden Fordham now to the plate. Fordham, the number 4 hole hitter, fouls the first pitch off. And that pitch gets inside, plunks him. He gets to go to first base the painful way. That'll bring Joe Fisher to the plate. Fisher 0 for 3, but has an RBI here this afternoon. First pitch is in for a strike. Chapman readies. Throws back to first. That second pitch is outside, ball 1. Checks the runner again. Spoils that pitch off foul. That's now 2 strikes for Fisher. Wiley's still at first. That pitch outside, 2-2's your count. Chapman readies, fires it in. That one's high and outside, ball 3. Gets contact on that one, puts it up. Shallow outfield. Center fielder races in and catches that for the second out. Long run by the center fielder to track that one down by Garcia. That'll bring up Cameron Campbell to the plate. First pitch is in there for a strike. Campbell 0 of 2 with a walk. That one's in there. 2 strikes now on Campbell. Let's see if he can work it here, put the ball in play, and make the defense do something. That one's inside, almost gets him. Pitch well outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Chasing Cash on deck. That one straight up back toward the middle, and it's going to drop. An advance runner to second. Ball gets back in. That'll bring up the number 8 hole hitter, Chasing Cash. Cash 1 for 3 in this one. Scored a run. We're getting to the point when you've got 23 combined hits. Just about everybody's going to have one of those hits at some point.
Yeah, very few guys at this point without one in this ABAC lineup. Childers is the only guy, and Fisher, Childers and Fisher.
That ball hung on him just a little bit, but it's
still going
off
the top of the wall. Again, that ball looks like it's going to be a fly ball out.
Yeah.
It gets caught up in that swirling wind and hits off the wall, and it ends up being is that a 2-run double? A 2-run double. So 9-6 now.
And that pitch just hung on. It was a breaking ball. It just hung up at the top of the zone, and Cash just all over it. But you're right. It looked like it was just going to hang up there and just die out. Left fielder looked like he thought that too, but it just carried and caromed off the wall.
Yeah, wind has been wreaking havoc in the day here. I'm curious to see what will happen when the sun goes down, what will be different with the way the ball's jumping. Chopper, second baseman, can't get it. That's a base hit. They'll throw behind the runner at third, chase him all the way down and tag him out, and the inning is over. But what looked like it could be a relatively quiet inning quickly escalated into a couple of runs for ABAC. They're now up 9-6 through 6, SSAC.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
Lawhon up for the Nighthawks, leading off the inning.
Yeah, last time for Lawhon, he appeared to have legged out the back end of a double play, having beaten it out, and would have earned him an RBI, kept the inning going. Instead, umpire said, nope, you're out, and that run didn't count, and the game has changed dramatically since then. Chopper to short, and Lawhon's retired.
And for ABAC is still Ray Jordan on the mound. Now 6 1/3 innings pitched. 100 pitches now on the docket. Now 101 on that one, but another out.
So Reyes is retired. Well, that's the thing about Jordan. You know, you keep thinking maybe that's it, but the way he's throwing, there's not a lot of deep counts. He hasn't walked anybody. He's working quickly. He's not showing any signs of fatigue. He's putting the ball up there, letting him hit it.
Yeah.
And as long as your offense is adding on and you've got the lead and he can go without it being detrimental to his health, you go and you save the pitcher for the rest of the week. Because if you can get out of here, ideally with using 2 arms on day one of this thing, it's pretty good. There's the ground to short. He's going to get through 7. We head to the stretch at the ballpark at Jackson, SSAC.
At Risk Strategies, we know how important the health and well-being of your student athletes are. During their time in college, they'll face pressure from all different directions, from performance expectations to rigorous physical training, strict schedules, and bodily injuries. These are just a few of the stressors that can be burdens to your dedicated student athletes. With Academic Sports Care, our athletic division focuses on providing specialized insurance and health and wellness solutions exclusively for college and university athletic programs to help your students succeed by staying healthy and safe, offering best-in-class services through innovation and care. Academic Sports Care is a winning solution for your student athletes.
Enter Win1, a platform that unifies athletic management into one intuitive system. With custom profiles for every role within your department, everyone is instantly on the same page. Streamline eligibility tracking with automated transcript updates. Simplify scheduling with a centralized calendar. Enhance relationship building with personalized recruiting communications. This is more than a tool, it's a game changer.
They went with Sweet Caroline in the 7th inning stretch here. Appropriate. 9-6, ABAC leads Thomas. New pitcher on the mound's number 45, Nick Brady. 6'7", 250 pounds, senior defensive end. Right-handed pitcher from Tallahassee, Florida.
Brady, a 3.91 ERA on the season. This is his 18th appearance. 23 innings worked over the course of the season with 19 strikeouts and 17 walks on the ledger.
Brady is facing Parker Wallace, who has absolutely smoked 3 baseballs today and has got a couple of doubles to his credit. He's been real good, to say the least. And again, you talked about it. He's a guy who came in hitting 208, but has delivered in a major way. And there's no way, and it's not a commentary at all on the player and who the player is. There's just no way when you got your catcher batting in the 9 hole, hitting 208, you come in expecting that kind of production out of the bottom of the lineup. But he's been a massive part of what they've been able to do today. And he's
that one got him looking.
Retired, called strike 3. So for the first time today, Cooper Scruggs doesn't have to come run. He gets to hang out in the dugout for a minute. Quentin Rawls to the dish. Rawls 1 for 3 with an RBI and a couple of runs scored. Rawls ahead 1-0. He's been hit by a pitch. He's reached on an error. Things have happened when he's been involved in the game. He was caught stealing earlier. That's a rarity with him having 32 stolen bases on the season. And the big man uncorked that one. Fortunately, nobody's on board, so no harm. And that one hit him, I guess. It doesn't matter. It's ball 4.
Yeah.
But he'll head down to first. Rawls is aboard again, and that's dangerous.
Rawls got to put on the oven mitt at first base.
Oh, yeah, my kid owns 2 or 3 of those things, and to him it's such a necessary part of the game.
Which is funny because until like 2 years ago, nobody ever heard of those things.
Yeah, and I will tell you, we had a game last May, late May, I believe it was, 12U game. And, you know, part of the thing is these kids get on base and they're so worried about that sliding mitt. It slows everything down. But, you know, and we had one of our players, he's as much of a country ball player as you'll ever see. He doesn't wear them, doesn't want them. And he didn't put one on, and he slid in, and there was a play. He slid in hand first, and there's a play at second where a kid with metal spikes lands right on his hand and right on the joint and breaks the finger, and it's pretty nasty. He immediately has to leave and go to the hospital. And every kid on that team from that point forward was like, I will always wear it. I will never not wear it again. And so they're making them now more and more with hand protection and things like that. And I can see it with metal spikes and different things that can happen. I know the intention is more about the bending of the fingers and things, but it's a whole game. And it's not just, hey, here's a piece of armor to protect your hand while sliding. It's what color do you want it and what design do you want it. It's become part of the fashion statement.
Yeah, that's the whole thing now is.
Well, and that's my kid, and I cannot borrow and effectively utilize the terminology that my kid uses without sounding like a complete idiot. So I'm going to do it anyway.
Sounding like your kid, yes.
His terminology is respect the drip. I'm like, that sounds like a thing you need to go to a clinic for.
It does.
9-6.
Which I do not have to respect the drip when you don't get on base to begin with.
That's right. 9-6 is your score. ABAC leading Joe Cooney at the dish. Chopper up the middle.
That ball was placed as perfectly for the double play as it could possibly be.
It absolutely was. But the funny thing is, Rawls almost outran the ball. That hop was so slow. And Rawls is like, no, wait, I think I beat it. And the umpire says, no, you didn't. And it's a double play. But that was a funky sequence because Rawls is so fast he nearly outran the hop. The second baseman had to wait on that hop and then turn it quickly. It was a really, really nice play there by Sowers. Gets Thomas out of the inning. It's still a 3-run game as we head to the 8th, SSAC.
"37 words that transformed higher education and college athletics.
No person in the United States shall,
on the basis of sex,
be excluded from participation in,
be denied the benefits of,
or be subjected to discrimination
under any education program or activity,
receiving federal financial assistance."
Back here, top of the 8th, Mike Sowers turned the nice double play to end the bottom of the 7th and gets rewarded by leading off this inning. Nine six. Big cut, can't get it. Sowers, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He drove in 2 runs back in a 4-run first for the Nighthawks. Since then, they've scored 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. ABAC is countered with 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. 24 combined hits in the ball game. That's not going to be one of them. Sowers is retired on the 5-3 putout. Down to their last 5 outs now are the Nighthawks. And again, there is activity in the ABAC bullpen right now. Ray Jordan is at 108 pitches. 1 strikeout, no walks, 6 earned, 13 hits. It is, you want to talk about eating innings, and it's not you normally think about a guy who's eating innings, you're thinking about a guy who's going out and he's carving through people and sitting down.
Yeah.
And Jordan is pitching to contact and just keeps pounding the zone over and over, and if you hit it, you hit it. But he has been incredibly durable and effective in his own way. If they end up winning this ball game and this guy eats something close to 8 innings, it's almost impossible to overstate the value to that team in a 4-day tournament like this. Because to win the championship, you gotta play 4 games in 4 days. So this is a staff-saving outing by Ray Jordan. That one over the head of the second baseman. 9-6 your score. Tying run will come to the on-deck circle. Got to do a little more work to get the tying run to the plate. And Larkin was one of those few guys without a hit. He's now got one. Waltemeyer is the last Nighthawk without a hit. Williams at the plate right now. That went over. Ball, or 0-2 rather. Williams 1 for 3 with a run scored. Flared back. Ball and 2 strikes right now. Jordan working to Williams. Larkin aboard at first. Line up the middle and a base hit, and that will get the tying run to the plate. Waltemeyer, normally you got your 9-hole hitter, 0 for 3. You feel like that's the spot you can go to get an out, but that's the leading hitter on the team. He came in hitting .379 on the year. And I don't know if they're going to let him face him. We'll see. Ray Jordan, 116 pitches. You got to think that's it, right? Or is this buying the bullpen time? But they're not throwing. This might be a how do you feel, do you want him kind of a conversation. They're not taking the ball.
It looks like it was how you feel kind of conversation. And you mentioned it off the jump. He's got to know, hey, this is going to be the only appearance I'm going to have in this tournament. I might as well as long as I'm not being a detriment to the team at this point, just keep fighting through.
Well, and that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know where this goes. I don't know how this turns out for him. Waltemeyer at the plate here. 2 on, 1 out. Waltemeyer could change the game with the swing right here. But you're talking about it's easy to look at stat lines and to go, okay, 7 1/3, and you gave up 1 or 2 and you struck out 8 or 9.
Right.
And it's like, oh, man, what a great game. You're not going to look at a stat line where you go 7 1/3, 6 earned, 1 strikeout, 15 hits, and go, man, that guy was great. But the stat line's not telling you what he's been and how valuable he's been. Like, this is an absolute bulldog performance by Ray Jordan that you're talking about now approaching 120 pitches, and it's just relentless. Pound the zone, pound the zone, pound the zone. I'm not walking you. You can hit it if you want to, hit it if you can, but it's coming right back in the zone every single time. And he just keeps eating innings and just keeps getting through.
And he gets that second strikeout of the ball game right there. A huge strikeout for him, getting close to getting out of this inning.
Now this has been the guy. 4 for 4. He's got a single, a double, and a homer, and he fouls it back.
Looking to do damage again off that first pitch.
Yeah, this is Cameron Tyson. And to be honest with you, it's the single most important at bat of the ball game for Thomas. That you're not getting this guy up again in a 9-inning game.
Yeah.
You're down 3, you got the tying run at the plate, and it is the guy who's the hottest guy in your lineup at the plate, and you got a pitcher at 120-something pitches. You could not ask for a scenario that presumably fits you better. So you gotta find a way to come through. Ball and a strike. Just misses. 2-1. And I cannot say enough about the performance of Ray Jordan here. It's not glamorous, and it's not pretty. It's not all the things you want us. Like, you're not putting him on your fantasy team. But, like, in real life, you're going back to the hotel tonight and saying, dude, we got a chance because of you and what you did. Like, you've saved our entire pitching staff. It's incredible. Some guys don't have it, and they want to come out of the game. And he is just –
He's battled through a lot of tough innings. I mean, he could have put his head down after that first inning when he gave up 4 runs and called it quits right there. But he recovered, battled back through that. And, he's given up hits. But just 2 runs from that first inning that have just scratched across, and one of them on the home run by this guy at the plate.
Yeah, and that's the part of it. You think about, you take that first inning out, now you're talking about 2 runs over 7.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of performance that we're, it's a really impressive outing so far. How does it end? We don't know yet. There's a walk to Tyson.
Not the worst thing in the world.
No, they're loaded once Tyson gets there. He does. So, bases loaded. Now they're going to come get Ray Jordan. We can't close the book on Ray Jordan because the 3 guys on base belong to him. But an absolute tip of the cap for 126 pitches over 7 2/3. Continuing to pound the zone, the way that he's worked throughout this game, incredibly impressive. Now he's got to turn it over to the bullpen and trust them that they'll get him out of it. This is number 25, Owen Lamb, the lefty out of Plains, Georgia, a freshman, coming to the mound. So, Lamb, when we look at what he's done over the course of the season, what do you got?
2.89 ERA, his 14th appearance. He's 4-0 on the season. Everything's come out of the bullpen. 18 2/3 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts and 12 walks. So you're talking 23 strikeouts over not even 19 innings. So impressive numbers there on the strikeout to walk, or the strikeout ratio over innings pitched.
Well, and there, 12 walks, a little higher than you want it to be. But here's the number that I'm going to circle for you: a 200 batting average against.
Yeah, that's
so
big.
He's missing barrels when he comes in. You're a freshman with the bases loaded and a 3-run lead in the top of the 8th of the conference tournament.
Yeah, no pressure.
We'll see. It's Owen Lamb's moment, and it's the Nighthawks. You have to figure, you've still got 3 more outs to play with in the 9th, but you got to figure this is your last great opportunity.
Yeah.
You got to get something out of it, even if you don't get all of them. You see the teams in ready for the next game. Teams have the opportunity to take infield and outfield between games today only. Should they choose to do that, we're looking at a 50-minute delay between games. Both of these teams chose not to do that, so we did not have the long turn time. But it is UT Southern and William Carey. What is scheduled to be a 4 o'clock start won't be. Garcia to the dish. Garcia, first man to face Owen Lamb. He's 2 for 4 today with a run scored and an RBI. It appears we've got a runner at first base. It's Hunter Kern, number 8, the senior from Apopka, Florida. Garcia steps in, awaiting the 1-0. What does the southpaw do here? Kicks and fires, misses high, 2-0. So Lamb behind 2-0 here. Did it hit him? It did not, and you have to have teammates going, why didn't it hit you? Why? 3-0 here. You got to figure the bat's decorative. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th inning, and you're down 3, and you swing at 3-0 and don't get a hit. You walk to the hotel.
Yep.
3-0 count. Garcia could lay the bat down for this pitch. And he draws the walk, and he does lay the bat down. Bases loaded walk by Owen Lamb. Charged that run to Ray Jordan. It's 9-7. Garcia is at first, and here's Lawhon. Your leading RBI guy. Your catcher's already thrown somebody out today who's legged out some plays, who's played with as much fire as anybody on that field. And here's a moment that you had to want him in.
Yeah.
1-0 count.
And now 5 straight balls coming out of the bullpen.
And we talked about it. You're a freshman in the conference tournament in this spot.
There's a strike.
Yeah, it's a good-looking one, too. Lamb kicks and fires. Lifted right side foul, slicing out of play. So 1-2 now. Lawhon's got to protect. Misses away 2-2. Lamb sets. Lawhon awaits. Delivery. Chopper on the ground. Childers fields it, flips, and the inning is over. Thomas gets one back, but Lamb does the job and strands 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 9-7 ABAC on the SSAC Baseball Championship.
A lot goes into building next year's roster, from identifying top prospects to fostering relationships that lead to commitment. Recruiting is a full-time mission. WinOne brings it all together into one powerful platform. Whether you're on the road or at the office, WinOne is always within reach. Our iMessage automation makes connecting simple and efficient. Send personalized messages from your own number to every recruit on your list. Adding recruits is fast and effortless. Add as you go, upload a list, or even share a custom QR code. Visualize your roster like never before with the WinOne depth chart. Plan positions, customize views, and keep your recruiting strategies sharp. And just like that, you've built next year's roster. Centralized, connected, and built for success. That's recruiting with WinOne. You were built for your athletes. WinOne was built for you.
The man you see warming up is number 44, the 6'3 freshman righty from Altamonte Springs, Florida, Ashton O'Quinn.
O'Quinn, 2.16 ERA. This is going to be his 8th appearance of the season. He has 1 save, 8 1/3 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks, just 2 earned runs against him, and a 2.41 batting average against. Facing him to lead off the inning will be number 4 for ABAC, Christopher Wally.
Wally, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Swings through that one. Wally, a first baseman from Inverness, Florida. One count.
Wally, the Florida international transfer.
Yep. Big bat in the 3-hole for them.
17 home runs on the season.
Yeah, and you see that long looping swing. And he'll head down to first. Leadoff man's aboard. There's Fordham. Nothing O'Quinn would like more here than a ground ball to the shortstop. Going to get a runner at first for Wally. I couldn't quite make out the number.
I think it's Cooper Scruggs.
It is
again.
Scruggs, yeah. So Scruggs had courtesied for the catcher. Now he'll come in as a pinch runner, officially entering the game. That one over for a strike. Fouls it back.
What's crazy is, I don't know if the cameras are picking this up, but when you see these wind gusts, if you can see it in the umpire's pants, just how they're just whipping.
Yeah. And you can tell when it's happening by how that camera starts shaking too. one fouled back. There it is, another one of those gusts. You see the flag climbing out there. It's steadily been blowing all day, but then you get these gusts that look like the flag's ready to rip off of the pole. That one, fly ball to right, squeezed, and Larkin had a little bit of an argument with the ball for a moment. One away now.
Joe Fisher to the plate for the Stallions.
Our buddy Grayson Plunkett over at Thomas University letting us know that O'Quinn wields the knuckleball.
You add this win to the knuckleball, you have
chaos.
Yes.
Is what you have. Pure chaos. So what O'Quinn finds here, throws over to first base. That went in for a strike. 0-2 count. Big cut, can't get it. I guess the count on the board was wrong. Umpire's now saying 0-2. It was showing 0-2 before. So it is 0-2 now. On the ground, second baseman picks it up, flips it. Runner advances to third, but they get the out. 2 gone now.
I was going to say, Scruggs had to advance on a balk, and that's why it wasn't strike 3.
Yeah.
And that's officially what it was. Scruggs given second on a balk, now at third.
Yeah, I didn't see the balk call because I was looking at the home plate umpire in the camera. Yeah. Now Fisher, 0 for 5 in this one. Grounder, shortstop dives, up and firing, and the inning is over. And Thomas, down to its last 3 outs, is down 2 runs in the 9th when we come back on the SSAC Baseball Championship.
Lighting is a science with a tremendous amount of complexity. Every field, stadium, and complex has its own challenges. From design to production to installation, Techline Sports Lighting has been a leader in sports lighting solutions for more than 20 years. Techline Sports Lighting, the official sports lighting partner of the Southern States Athletic Conference.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way
Closer in the game for Abraham Baldwin is number 11, Leyland Ellis, the freshman righty from Sylvester, Georgia.
This is going to be his 17th appearance, an 8.85 ERA, 5 saves on the season, leading the team in that. Opportunity for another one right here. 20 1/3 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, 6 walks. So you like the strikeout to walk ratio there.
Yeah. A 300 batting average against and an 8.85 ERA. So he has been gotten, but he clearly is in there because of how big that arm is. 26 Ks over 20 1/3. Reyes lifts it, right center. Flips the hips and running back. That's going to get off the top of the wall. And Reyes, he's going to make the turn and head for 3, and it's our first triple of the tournament. And Reyes, 90 feet away. And that is another ball that gets out of any park, but because of how high this fence is, it hits off the top of the wall. And Thomas in business now.
And it's a situation, ball goes off the top part of that wall, really attacks the center fielder.
Yeah.
He couldn't get it.
That one over for a strike. This is Marzak. He's 2 for 4. Takes that one. 0-2 now to Marzak. You see the pace from Ellis here. Gets right back to work. Delivers. Called, strike 3. Marzak's retired. That at bat had to last 45 seconds.
I'll take it.
I mean, that was 4 pitches with the quickness.
So 1 out. Runner still 90 feet from home.
Mike Sowers to the dish. Ellis delivers. That one's over for a strike. I think Ellis is mad.
He may be.
He saw the triple, and it looks like he's flipped a switch. Breaks the breaking ball in there and broke too late. Umpire says no. Watch Ellis, though, on this pre-pitch routine. That's the dance you do during the closing prayer on Sunday morning. Rocking back and forth, ready to go, waiting on the amen. Let's roll. He's set, waiting on Sowers to get back in the box. Ball and 2 strikes. Misses there, 2-2. No wasted time, no wasted movement from Ellis. Right back to it. This is inside. Full count now. Payoff pitch to Sowers. Sowers from Apopka, Florida. Can he find a way to get the run home?
That's it. Strike
Cannot. 3. Called strike 3. Leyland Ellis. Back-to-back backwards Ks after giving up the leadoff triple. And the once promising ninth now feels desperate for the Nighthawks. And here's Trey Larkin. 1 hit on the day. He's hit it hard a couple of times. And he'll take strike 1. And my goodness, Ellis pounding the strike zone with rapidity. Misses there. Ball got away from him. Reyes is like, no, I'm not running in the last out of the game on that.
Yeah, I would imagine that would go poorly if you went back to the dugout after that.
That's right. We'll see all of you for dinner, not you.
You don't get to eat.
That's right.
Oh, and you don't get to ride the bus back either.
Ball and 2 strikes on Larkin. That one's in the dirt, 2-2.
It's a good pitch, though.
Larkin trying to find a way to extend the ball game. Any which way you can is the order of the moment for the Nighthawks. Ellis Kicks and fires. Big cut,
Strike
can't
three.
get it.
Nope,
No, he
it was
didn't
tip.
hold on. Okay, it didn't hold on. I thought it was a foul tip and the catcher held on, but he was unable to. And so at least one more pitch for Trey Larkin. They set up outside. Big
There
cut,
it
can't
is.
get it. And what about Leyland Ellis? He gives up the leadoff triple and then strikes out the next 3 to slam the door on the Nighthawks. And ABAC, in its first postseason NAIA game ever, with the 9-7 victory.
It's a great job by ABAC, and again, we couldn't say enough about Ray Jordan and just the effort that he gave his team here today, eating up those 8 1/3 innings, or 7 1/3 innings. I can't remember which one it was. at this
7
point.
7 2/3.
2/3. But just eating up innings and keeping that bullpen fresh and keeping arms for the Stallions here for the remainder of this tournament. And,
Yeah.
And then you get just enough offense after that shaky start to get the W.
And, you know, you talk about that pitching performance. They're able to use 2 relievers in the game for a total of 27 pitches. Both those guys
Yep.
are fresh and ready to go. You'll have them back tomorrow if you need them, Friday if you need them. You're in good shape. Ray Jordan did a tremendous job in the effort today. And, again, you're going to see 7 earned over 7 2/3. What are they talking about? But you got to watch the game and understand what he did and how he did it. And for Thomas's side, they came out with a plan. They jumped on
They
him, and they were very effective. Some shaky plays defensively, I thought, gave ABAC some life, made Wydra have to labor a little more than he needed to, and then Thomas got deep into their bullpen for a little while and still had a chance, but not quite able to get back in it.
And it was the 3 errors for Thomas that really got ABAC into this one and gave him the lead and then gave him that confidence to keep going and push through here early in this ball game.
So the Abraham Baldwin Stallions, 9-7 winners in this one. That means we don't know times yet, but it will be Loyola taking on Thomas and Abraham Baldwin taking on Mobile. And actually we do know times because it went chalk. So Loyola and Thomas will play at 10 a.m., and Mobile and ABAC will play at 1 p.m. That was the predetermined time if the games followed the seed lines, and they did. So Loyola and Thomas at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Mobile and ABAC the game that follows that. Pool B is done with day 1. Pool A is on the other side. For David Turner, I'm Jeremy Smith. This is the Faulkner Sports – or no, it's not. Been doing that all year long. For David Turner, I'm Jeremy Smith. This has been the SSAC Baseball Championship. We're back in about 30 minutes or so here from the ballpark at Jackson.